you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666.
Infernal greetings, everybody. This is Reverend Jack Winters with the United Satanic Empire. And I'd like to do a video today called Satanism is Not Devil Worship. First, let's understand, in 1966, Anton LaVey claimed and coined the term Satanist. Prior to that, most people that call themselves Satanists were called humanists or naturalists. They work with herbs, minerals, energies, the whole 9 yards. Then when you come to 1966 and Anton LaVey coined the term Satanist, you have many types of Satanists. First, you have what I prefer to call the charlatan or the snake oil or the televangelist or the shock value Satanist. All they do is claim to be a Satanist in order to sell cheap wares or to pick people's pockets for money or to support another organization that they have going. And they really have no belief in Satanism. It's just for profit. So those are what I call shock value or snake oil salesman Satanists. Then you have another branch of people that call themselves Satanists, but they are your devil worshippers. They are the ones that are your heretic Christians. They actually believe in the Christian deity of Satan. They believe that this Satan was the Lucifer that was in the book of Genesis, blah, 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 all down through the Bible. A couple of times they mention him and demonize him. However, we do know that Lucifer was a pre-Christian Roman god, so that was stolen just like everything else. And then the atrocities that were committed by the Christians, they project onto actual Satanists. Okay, the devil worshippers, yes, they will, some will sacrifice animals, and they have this delusion that there is this being that is going to give them all this power and all this. And so they deliberately will be heretic Christians. So they are actually a sect of Christians that are your devil worshippers. Your Satanists, the true Satanists, in my opinion, would be those that, number one, call themselves LaVeyan. And there's a couple types of LaVeyan. Some LaVeyans are true atheists, and some LaVeyans will use higher magic or ritualized magic, which is no longer are they an atheist. Atheism means no deity, okay? But in order to use magic, you have to have a belief in something. So you can still be a LaVeyan, because Anton himself practiced rituals, stylized rituals, recorded them, and even published them. So you can be either type of LaVeyan. Then you have your theist Satanists, which is the group of Satanists that I belong to. I know for a fact that theist Satanists come in many flavors. There's some LaVeyan that have the practice of magic and will recognize the deity, but still hang on to the LaVeyan name. Then you will have Luciferians, and a good person to read if you're looking to get into Luciferianism would be Michael Ford. Then there's the spiritualists, then there's the eclectics, and the spiritualists, there's many different kinds of them. The eclectics, which is what I am, is the type of Satanist that could not accept everything in one particular group of Satanism. So the things that they could not deal with, they left behind, and they took the things that were acceptable to their particular moral standards. So there are many types. Your Satanists that practice magic, a lot are into necromancy. But most of your theists that are using the forces call themselves practitioners of the arts. They do not call themselves witches and things like this. However, there's nothing wrong with having witches or being a witch, because I know many, and I'm proud to be able to say that I know witches. They give me a different perspective on different types of magic as well. But as far as Satanism, it is a name that was used to shock Christians. Satanists have nothing to do with devil worship. Because number one, Satanists reject the entire Bible, knowing that it was plagiarized from many pagan texts, and that their deity and their deity itself is really a pseudo-masochist deity, and is very, very much a bastard. Very mean, very nasty, very spiteful, very jealous, and in no way can be misinterpreted as loving. So they have taken the pre-Christian text and they have perverted it into this hateful being. And I'm not going to get into right now. I'll get into all that later, or you can go watch my videos of where I debunk the Bible and all the vile acts that he tells his followers to do. They couldn't even name their supposed Messiah by the name that they had written in the Holy Torah and everything. But in order for a Satanist to buy that, then they would be a devil worshiper and no longer a Satanist. For we know that that is a crock of shit. It was intended to brainwash and control the masses. It was intended to oppress people. Satanism itself